Okay, so I look on some plants. They look okay, but I want a little bit more variety. We'll go select our terrain, open. And right here, let's add some maybe tall pine to this one. Okay, and maybe some kind of different color on a bush, so we have it more variety. So we have it this one, maybe same elder type plant, or a little bit old one. I think this one maybe actually will work well. So okay, so we'll go click OK. To reduce amount of some plants, we can always take presence and take down, which is increase all other ones. Let's go click populate. You can see we have the beautiful settings now. They're quite a bit tall. Let's go in the scaling, take scaling down. So some of those plants is quite a bit tall still. Density, let's work a little bit more on the scaling, maybe take even down. Shrink at low density enable as well. Probably just let's enable clumping a little bit. So right here. It will create kind of in patches almost set right in the areas you can see, kind of make them look nicer. Okay, let's click preview. So let's have a nicely bit touch plants right there. Okay, I think we look around what I wanted. So except couple of them plants, I same take this down, and well, let's pop up, same as a tall pine tree, reduce a little bit of presence for them, and maybe scale just slightly down on this. We'll go pop up, scale up, because those tall pine trees, they was too tall, but I don't want to use everything lower, so we'll just creating, just reducing size of the pine trees. It's all what we done. Okay, we can now bring in. Okay, and they look nice. Increase density. Oops. Okay. Right here. Okay, we'll get. And when you think it's properly, so I'll click on dynamic population. So it's kind of save a little bit on the memory. So we have it right here, nice some plant population going. On the back, we need to put it something on a backdrop, some mountain. So let's do this. We'll just create a simple terrain. We'll increase in scale. Let's stretch this. And this is just like almost placeholder will be on the back right there. And we'll go to right click, edit object, and we'll go reset and create young mountains. Let's click OK. So it's overall just kind of way on the back. And we'll switch this to landscape and using pre-default probably snow scrublands. Should give it interesting distance look on our mountains. Okay, let's go take sunlight right at this point, and I want to actually add a little bit more color, so I'm going to rotate, try to find a way to highlight some of those interesting details. Okay, maybe bring it a little bit down, and I'm looking on the shadows, just this area, so it gives me dimension, like right there you can see, just bring a little bit more texturing on the 3D on our mountains, so we can bring out. Okay, and you can see it's kind of work very well. So it have nice those lines. The lining start bringing very well those details out on the highlights. Right here, some mountain. I'm not sure if I even like those plants. So let's maybe work a little bit more. I'm going open ecosystem, and I'm not sure if I like the tall pine. So let me go to remove them. Okay, remove those ones. You know, maybe even remove some of these. We'll just have it very, very primitive plants. So let's go preview, see how they will look. And maybe even instead even green, we can put it very few other plants. Yeah, I think this maybe look even better. And add some dry weeds instead. So I'm going to select, we'll go, I think it's a bush right here. We have it, dry weed. So we'll go add, we'll go in the trees, and I think we have it also right here, elder on them. So we'll add a yellow color. And we want to add, inside the bushes, we'll just add dry bush. Okay, as well, I don't know if we need this green one, so we can take this presence like way down. Okay, let's look a bit more interesting, I think. I'll take this one down as well. And let's preview. Okay, so this have a nice, better scattering. Yeah, I think this is applied kind of more interesting towards this. Okay, next, so we cover some plants. I don't know, maybe I want to spread them a little bit more. Not sure about position, so we maybe rework. In some cases, let's go in density. What I was meaning rework, just take this filter and kind of try to bring smooth out a little bit the edges right here. You can see kind of, yeah, bring them more in right there. Okay, so let's go ahead. Should be spread them a little bit more evenly, yeah, in edge, so we don't have this sharp going, kind of a little bit better position, I think. Okay, we populated with trees. I don't think we need to put any rocks in the side because it's far away, it's hard to see. I think next step is start work with atmosphere and maybe a little bit more with the lighting. So for this one, let's go to open atmosphere editor. And you notice right here with the spectral standard, lighting global diversity, and ambient light, I want to switch to desaturated, slightly blue. So it will give it us more enhanced coloring on a sky. So you can see it's like pop up a little bit, almost saturation and contrast, give it us interesting. But because we've done this, some options I want to apply. I want to take decay a little bit down, increase aerial perspective up, so it's give it us more haze, as well fog, and maybe haze on the ground just slightly. So you can see in preview, even it's give it us this effect of the distance very well. If we increase glow intensity, this is from point of our sun start hiding, and we can also spread, so let's give it this all sky will start now glowing kind of, or we can isolate it, bring a little bit closer to the point of origin and leave it a little bit more cyanish blue kind of color. Okay, let's bring sky just a little bit up. It will give it us more pastel type colors in the sky. Reduce some of these properties, increase on a haze. So I want to just bring a bit clearer. Okay, maybe it's a little bit too much. So I want to have a nice haze, but at the same time, I don't want to lose some of this close-up details, you know, just creating kind of nice distant look in this case. And as a cloud, we can go ahead and add some spectral too. Okay, we have a nice deep look. Let's, without modifying, add details a little bit, pop up, and take cover maybe about 50 somewhere around. So we'll have it. Okay, that is create nice shadows for the lighting. However, other things we want to do is take density down. That's what I normally do, and for the opacity. So we kind of leave it clouds there, but more much lighter with the clouds in this case. Okay, maybe details, altitude variation, and little bit down on ambient light, make them slightly darker with our ambient. Okay, we can bring the density back to 4 and take cover slightly less down. Okay, let's go ahead, preview. Okay, so it's look nice, except some of these plants look almost greatly a bit too much mess. So let's try this. Let's go ahead. We'll open material editor. We'll take our plants and let's set density to 0. So it should clear up all of them. And then let's render one more time. And I want to compare those two versions. Okay, and I think actually I like version without plants. I think probably its scale was wrongly a bit on the plants. That is probably a big issue with me. And also it's create kind of a necessary mess. This is more clear and you can see better canyon kind of distribution. So I think I like better that way without. Of course, there always you can add additional like airplane or some additional hero at this time. But this is very basic, creating canyons with materials applied through image mapping. So you can modify and have quite a bit fun with this. So let's go ahead, say okay on this one. We'll just leave it without any plants. And you know what, to be sure, we can also kind of remove these plants out of here. So we go right there and we can even go and take and remove this layer all the way so it does not even bug us. Okay, what I'm going to do is set a final. You want to set at least superior or higher. And again, I'm just setting, so for the tutorials we have faster render. When it's finished render, we'll go back inside the Photoshop and just few retouches, mostly with sharpening and color correction. So I'm pause tutorials right now. Okay, so right here we have it, our images render. Let's go inside the Photoshop and I'll just have a couple, literally a couple few touches, overall increase color and saturation. So I'm just create new layer. I'll go to filter, we'll go inside the filter forge. Okay, so right here we'll go use again the filters. And what I'm going to do is just look on some of those filters, which one I want kind of applied. Actually I want to bring reddish, probably this one will work very well for that. Okay, let's see if I can bring a little bit more vibrance on the blue and take greenish slightly down. And here's things, just add a little bit more cyan, kind of like this. Let's go click apply. Okay, so we have it before and after. You can see it's pop up. Also contrast, kind of it's the one to do, but I don't like increased contrast on the back. So we enable create a mask, Control I to inverse this mask. Okay, we'll take our brush black, let's switch to white and we just kind of start painting a little bit on the top right there. Okay, when we're done, let's go to filter, we'll go to blur and we'll use Gaussian blur for this. So just about this mask on top, make a little bit softer again. Before and after you can see. Okay, after we have a nice mountain. Let's add border. We'll do this with a curve, darker curve. Okay, so we won't do a lot of stuff on this. Okay, fill up with a black. And we'll just take feathering, pop up, and go switch this to the soft light. We can see that right here we have just a little bit nicer concentration on this. Okay, and let's go just overall in the curves. I want to see kind of, yeah, maybe just slightly blue. Maybe reddish down here. And bring cyan to the middle tones, kind of. Just slightly touch up. Again, this is up to you, whatever you like, kind of adjust. But overall, here's a fast render. We did it inside the view and we created very small color correction inside the Photoshop, but overall you can see we have nice mountains, very fast, and this is a nice kind of launch in a way you want to maybe set here or shot up front with a plane or some constructions, but it's a nice way faster to create landscape. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio, and please remember visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.